Capricorn, as I was resetting your energy, I just keep hearing, that nothing was the same. You know what I mean? I think Capricorn really is like having to ground in. Like, Capricorn doesn't often like shift paradigms. Like, Capricorn is so used to conquering like one thing at a time. I feel like sometimes it's still pretty like out of this world when the whole thing actually like shifts and you're like feeling and walking new terrain. So Capricorn is like, whoa, surprised by their own magic maybe? Let's see. Wow, I divide each day into segments of intention. So beautiful, so beautiful. Capricorn is shocked by a new beginning that reflects Capricorn's ability to achieve extremely high success because of their natural processing and ability to create how we collectively segment intent. Like, that's Capricorn through and through. Each step to climb up the mountain, like that's what the goat sees, is just one step. And so by dividing and conquering, that's Capricorn. That's right. And so we can fall, but Capricorn can really control that or can manipulate that. So it says the point from which you are consciously perceiving, that point is a segment. Your day may be divided into many segments. It is not necessary to have a rigid schedule of segments. Let me say right there, Capricorn is, I knew it. I felt like Capricorn was coming into this energy saying like, whoa, I'm surprised by like the vibe. Like, because Capricorn, it's been blasted out. You can no longer make some rigidity towards your schedule. It's like you could like have tons of hobbies. Be like, I love yoga and biking and cooking and all of these things, right? But Capricorn's the kind of person, like, that's why I say like Capricorn energy objectively, alternatively, although my fiance is a Capricorn sun and has a stellium in Capricorn energy, objectively Capricorn energy can have a really hard time with like letting itself have fun. So it's not exactly like you try and have a function full of Capricorns. Like, I mean, maybe if we're trying to just like land a big business deal, but like sometimes objectively getting into the laxness of realizing like I don't have to be rigid about also doing the things that bring me joy. So there is this lightning for Capricorn, but it's important that you clearly identify when you are moving from one segment of intentions into another segment of intentions. Like, Capricorn is like, well, what do you mean I don't have to have a rigid schedule? How am I going to know when it's time to go do things? And Spirit's like, okay, Capricorn, I'm going to show you a lesson. As long as you clearly identify when you're stopping this and starting this, you'll be fine. Capricorn, do not get into that blurred because you think like, well, we don't have rigidity, so I don't know how to act. And Spirit's like, yes, you do. Yes, you do. You know how to segment intent, Capricorn. You know how to segment intent, is what I'm hearing Spirit say. It's not that hard. You don't have to let yourself get sloshed up. Like, when you intend to do something, when you make a call, when you do whatever, like, why are you doing that? We have to really ground that energy down, Capricorn. We have to really be aware why we're going into everything we're doing. Because right now, like, that's Spirit's freeing you up. You don't have to be the devil. You can just be the goat. You know what I mean? You don't have to be the devil. You can just be the goat. So you don't have to navigate and handle all the baggage anymore. Woo, forgiveness. As I just said, you don't have to navigate and handle the baggage anymore. Forgiveness. You can forgive yourself because Capricorn was being introduced to a more effective method for maintaining their lifestyle. Sometimes the goat is a better method for Capricorn than the devil in situations, depending on guidance, right? Depending on what you need to learn through. But when you can just be the goat, you achieve by incremental, sustained, practical, constant motion over time versus dividing you up to diminish your power, taking power away so that you're not really doing any of the work, but you're just dividing up the power so that they all are indebted to someone else or focused on someone else or deferring the energy to someone else so that nothing actually gets done. So it's Capricorn can release the devil archetype with forgiveness of the times where it was learning through that archetype is what I'm feeling, right? And it's directly implementing into like your sixth house of how you divide your day. You know, it's like a nodal activation. It's like you're now able to really like, you can now go into segment intending because you've really harnessed and understood the assignment of forgiving yourself. So let's look at 23. It has been said forgiveness is the greatest gift we can give ourselves. Forgiveness of others, but also forgiveness of self. We are the most critical and judgmental of ourselves. The inner critic does so much more harm than criticism that comes from others. Forgive yourself for trusting others and getting hurt, for not knowing, for not seeing, for not believing. You are human and you are growing and learning. Human perfection is rooted in imperfection. This card indicates the need for forgiveness in the situation asked about. You see what I mean? You're going to have to forgive yourself for like the way that you used to limit yourself, right? About how you could get things done. Because at the bottom of this deck, it's about discernment, right? You're being able to look at and reflect and exist in a reality and in a paradigm where you can now just expand into your day because you're dealing with little things at a time. You're not always looking at, well, I gotta make a big schedule because I gotta know how my day's gonna go from start to finish. You know what I mean? And you can't really discern because when you're meeting people, you're also Capricorn, relationship development. Again, when I opened up and I started talking about Capricorn in regards to 11th house energy and how difficult it can be sometimes when a Capricorn being down in the function, like the difficulty, Spirit's trying to massage you into that because you are such a fun energy. You are the energy that helps us like achieve things, but you need to be more not separate from the collective. And I think that that's what Spirit's really trying to get you to be able to discern, is that you have this capacity to sort of get others to breathe into what's separating their day and expanding into pockets. But I think you were also relationally, you're not really, Capricorn I'm seeing wasn't really comfortable or confident, doesn't know how to not just like deeply commit and deeply personify. Capricorn has to immediately identify or over-identify with something that it's dealing with in order to start immediately processing it and then getting the full scale and then making the rigid plan. Now that we've talked about the rigid plan being blasted out for Capricorn, I'm seeing Spirit saying giving yourself forgiveness for how you used to process every new information, because I'm seeing now you're being asked, like when it comes to friendships, like you're gonna have to ask to be the high octave of the GOAT, right? Which is working at little friendships every day, letting things or saying full body yeses, these kinds of things, forgiving yourself for times when you were always making these relationships that would burn out or would be super inauthentic because you were just trying to control the bigger picture and people could feel how they're just collateral damage in your overall scheme. Capricorn is now breaking that down. There's no larger objective. It's actually just the present moment, which is what the point of segment intending really aims to help humans to do. So Capricorn is expanding in this moment where, yeah, like it's the little moments. Oh my God, Capricorn, you would try to sneak 3 cards in, but we're going to go into it. So the Queen of Cups gets magic pulled with other, this is literally Spirit talking about how you need other people. You're segment intending and you're learning, you're sharing, you're communicating with other people, you're doing magic with other people, and you're going to work on seeing how you can produce fiscal results. Capricorn, you're connecting with your Queen of Cups, which is your emotional discernment, right? Your ability to forgive, Queen of Cups. Because you were always so unsure, I'm hearing, about how your truth would feel, how certain people would feel against your truth. So this is an opportunity, Capricorn, for you to really honor forgiveness, allow the messaging to come in and to really show you what the investments have been. Because look, you've developed God strength. I feel like when you can start segment intending, when you can start leaning into the points of your day in which you now can achieve things with this whole new way, you know what I mean? You can achieve things over time by not having to you don't even have to have a master plan, you know? And you can just live by your God strength, and in comes some really special partnerships, special things that you can build with others, reflections, people that you can count on. So Capricorn is really like spearheading and showing people like the power of flowing through the day without any control. So beautiful. I guess we'll pull one of these other cards just because these cards are really specific and good. Because I feel like with Capricorn, like I can't even really read into that too deeply because that's what I see. I just feel like this emotional forgiveness, this emotional discernment leads to a heightened volume of group magic spells, which can lead directly to your abundance, Capricorn. So, and it's emblematic of your God strength, of what you've gone through. You know what I mean? You have to, it's not going to be like easy, but that's where your money is. You know what I mean? We've got 53, the body, the right foot arch. Oh my God, this is so funny because my fiance has really been talking about his feet arches, and he's a Capricorn again, stellium Capricorn energy. But anywho, so Your resistance keeps you stuck in place and often feeling as if life is passing you by, but you don't know why. Wow. Oh, okay. Wow, wow, wow. So yeah, the resistance here. It's going to take strength so that life doesn't just feel like it's passing you by and you don't always know why. Right? Because Capricorn, the problem with we aren't getting you to change the way that you're approaching life because we just want to tell you that's the wrong way to do it. We're telling you to change it because it's making you live in resistance. You keep putting resistance, which keeps you stuck in place, often feeling as if life was passing you by. When you weren't segment intending, when you weren't forgiving yourself, because every time you met somebody, you were trying to you were trying to eat your whole cake and eat it, have your whole cake and eat it too, Capricorn. You were everywhere you went, you were this overwhelming because there was no journey, there was no process, yet you rule the process. So the devil energy isn't bad, but it's meant to teach you. You do the shadow work through the devil energy archetype for the enlightenment of being the goat, the enlightenment of sharing with other people, the importance of segment intending. Open yourself up to the possibilities that what you do not know is the perfect place to begin to live from an entirely new and different perspective. Wow, Capricorn, I know you needed to hear that. What you don't know is the perfect place. So I know you feel a little bit of the trepidation and the fear. I think also it comes with the arching. There was arching in your feet that I feel like was affecting your groundedness, is what I'm hearing. Needing to forgive yourself. You were in resistance to like using your full foot like habitually. It has something to do with that, Capricorn, but this is what I mean. Don't let the life just pass you by and the fun just accrue. Like, this is about feeling. Your Queen of Cups needs to turn her back around and needs to address and needs to feel. It needs to feel what's happening in its life, and that's what segment intending is going to help you to do. So congratulations, Capricorn.